What's going on, y'all? It's JSmo Reviews here, back at it again with another video. As you guys can see, bringing you another prediction on a big December card, end of the year card with Chrome 23's cancel Christmas card. A lot of lady action on here, a couple of the gentlemen as well, and overall you get, in my opinion, 3 really good matchups, but 2 that are extremely prevalent to 2023, particularly the WOTY race, a little bit of the COTY race too, a few different things to talk about. But before I started my predictions from the bottom of the card, wanted to let you guys know I had the pleasure of going on to PSA Reloaded. Shout out 3, shout out Lang as well, my dog MLang4132. We all got to do a little bit of a detailed, extended panel talk about the Chrome card and the Homecoming card. I'm going to leave the link to those in the description if y'all want more, balanced discussion, talking back and forth a little bit. But without further ado, let's start with my predictions from the bottom of the Chrome card. So first battles to talk about, Shice Raw versus Taz. Taz, very affiliated with Gutter City, right? I don't believe that she's been called the Trenches First Lady, but in a sense, you know what I'm saying, that's kind of the role she fills. I know when Easy was asked about ladies in the trenches, this is particularly a name that he brings up. And Shice Raw is Philly battle rapper, you know what I'm saying, to the core. It's what she reps. And you get a little starter matchup here, a little bit of opportunity given, particularly for Taz. Not a battle that I think is going to have the highest ceiling. I'm sure not everyone's familiar with Taz's footage. Even I have only seen a little bit of it. She battled on Bars and Roses. Shout out T and everything she does over there for the ladies in that league. A little bit, you know what I'm saying? She smoked her op on there for what it was worth. Not much of a competitive op, if I'm correct. Not a known name to that level. A lot of aggression in this battle. I don't know how much there's going to be bar for bar, back and forth wise, if their peak is that high. We know Shice Raw aggression, but kind of doesn't fill out the rest of the stat sheet. In a moment like this, you'd hope Taz can make the most of the opportunity. Shice Raw is not exactly the most difficult opponent to beat, but Shice is more seasoned, clearly been around a long time, even though the success hasn't always been there. She still is a pro, you know what I'm saying? She still has more seasoning, more experience in the game than Taz, so off of that respect, I'm going to give her the 2-1 edge, but if Taz wins, I wouldn't be too shocked either way. From there, we can get right into QB versus E-Heart. I like this. This is one of the 2 major ones I talked about, but there's a reason I said 3 great battles. I believe this is a great battle. First of all, grudge match. They've obviously went at each other. I believe QB has E-Heart blocked on Twitter. Learned that. I think 3 gave me that piece of information. Shout out 3, man. So there's a grudge there. Definitely don't like each other. You're also talking 2 lady legends that just haven't seen each other. QB, clearly in the all-time ranks of women, top 10. It should really be higher, no question. I know some people are hard on her, though. And then E-Heart, in my opinion, is one of the 5 best female battle rappers to ever grace the game, and one of the more prominent pens that you're just going to hear about in battle rap. Now, many people are going to see this as straight disrespect versus pen. I think QB's game is more than that since the 40 battle. She's terrible versus 40. She was disgusting versus 40 bars. But a lot has changed since then. You know what I'm saying? When you go into the caution performance, I thought, and even the Chrome performances after that in the tourney, I thought she was decent versus Shayna. The caution performance is a complete night and day difference. She actually smokes her. And then she battles down versus RX and Robin Rhymes. I think she gets solid wins. They're not too impressive, but not to be held against her. It's just handling business as the A side. And then you got E-Heart over here. What can I say about E-Heart? Hasn't been as active for the most part. Battle Cashflow, Rizzy, Cheddar, Don Lady, and decent results in all of those. But obviously, when I say we're past prime E-Heart, I wouldn't even say straight ability because I liked her in those battles. It's been a long time since it's felt like she's had a big plate, right? So you get the top tier matchup here, man. And I am going to be going E-Heart 2-1. I just think that her pen is a little bit more reliable. I can rely a little bit more modern day battle rap on what she is going to say. I think QB is going to be solid. Wouldn't be surprised if it's a debatable battle or some edge QB. But I think our Heart matches QB in almost every category that QB is great at. And then when you're going to beat her in the content section, that'll create a gap as well. So I do have E-Heart winning that battle. And we have Charlie Clips versus C3. Not the biggest fan of this matchup, you know what I'm saying? And this really all comes down to Clips. We know the type of year he's having. We know what type of time Clips is on. Straight attacks on hip-hop here and there. A-Ward, Danny Myers, the rematch, Jazz. He does have the Rosenberg battle as one good showing this year, but for the most part, we know we've been getting mail-in Clips Clips, and that's not even including his work on GTX, the wrestling bars card with DNA. If you want to watch a bad Charlie Clips battle, he's been delivering in 2023. But this all comes down to C3 wanting this plate. She said very vocally, "I'd love to battle Clips. I'd love to battle Clips." And you got to get shout out Remy. C3 has been one of the ladies to most consistently hold down the brand, give her good performances, give her good footage. Tournament winner, right? So she's done good things on Chrome, gets that reward back with a plate that she wants. Now, matchup-wise, they both freestyle. Would you say about a few Charlie Clips plates to kind of make yourself feel okay, like, oh, they both freestyle, so it makes sense? It really doesn't. It really doesn't. I don't think content-wise, Clips is going to be all that serious in this battle. And as for C3 this year, she's experienced a lot more on the stumbling side since the tournament win. If we talk Tink the Demon, a win, you know what I'm saying, but that she wasn't exactly the cleanest in. It really wasn't that great of a battle. Kid Chaos, the stumbles hit her again, you get a clear loss. First Lady Flame, she wins the first clear, goes on to stumble and kind of throw the rest of that battle away and give herself a L in a winnable situation. So don't really like her momentum coming in, and she's the one that should be the most motivated for this plate. Clips' momentum is just, I don't know what Clips is doing right now, right? So this is one of those where I could see C3 winning on a technicality, right? It'd be a bad battle, but she's being much more serious than Clips, and Clips still is going to win the fan vote. So it's a tough one. A 2-1 toss-up, really, I'm going to go C3 out of motivation. I hope that she can get a win here, but she's never been great against the top-tier men. So if Clips pulls away a win at 50, 60%, shit, that wouldn't even surprise me too much, right? But definitely a battle that I have a lot of holdouts and reservations on. But that leaves you with the two best battles of the card. And that leaves you, before we go into the main event, want to talk about Coffee versus Couture. Now, obviously, Coffee's got her plate full. This is going to be the same weekend as Queen of the Ring and Homecoming, so huge New York battle rap weekend. Anyone in New York from, I believe it's the 8th to the 10th. And Coffee is on Queen of the Ring, battling 40 bars the very next day after Couture. She's taking Couture and 40 bars in about a 24 to 36 hour period. If she's able to achieve this, it would be one of the single greatest, if not the greatest, achievement in female battle rap history in terms of purely like a win or a set of wins. You'd be taking out many of people's top 5 to 7, you know what I'm saying, female battle rappers of all time in a 2-day span. Definitely could brings up huge questions. We're talking about WOTY, the possibilities of it. Now, I say possibilities because it's very difficult for a reason, right? You're facing an all-time angler and then an all-time pen back-to-back. You'd figure she'd drop one, and if you get too caught up and you don't give your full effort for either, you could get clipped in both. So it's high risk, high reward, but it does add excitement to the sport, which is what I love. It creates high stakes. I believe Coffee spoke on that a little bit herself, and I can do nothing but salute that. Style matchup-wise, I think it helps Coffee a little bit too. I think Couture, obviously, if she's able to work an angle to the most elite of her abilities, she is a problem for absolutely anyone. But I think Coffee has her beat content, punch-wise, creativity-wise. I think that she can beat her a little bit there and just who's writing the more creative stuff. And then on top of that, she's going to have the aggression. Something she's worked on a lot this year is her delivery and her pace. So you're going to see, hopefully, the most, all-around put-together version of Coffee for this battle. Understand anyone picking Couture. It is one of those toss-ups when you talk about an elite matchup between these two. But maybe I'm crazy, but I am going Coffee 2-1 going in. I just feel this is special. I feel she wouldn't take it if she wasn't driven and giving her full focus. And I think at the very least, she gets the first battle of the two legs to create that excitement. And that simply leaves you with a main event that has, so many implications, and that is Jazz the Rapper versus Big K. The way it's going to be painted for many is the front runner for COTY right now versus the front runner of WOTY. And on top of that, Jazz has battled a few people who are in that COTY conversation. Starts out with Nitty, right? Good battle, goes on to Twerk, and even a good battle, an even better result for her. I had her pretty clearly beating Twerk, in my opinion, although Twerk was really good in that battle. Many people would debate that, that's just the way that I viewed it, but I thought she was great. And now she goes and takes Big K. So K, Twerk, Nitty to stack on top of what was a pretty light first half of the year, the one-rounder with Loso, the RX battle, which you gotta know somebody to find that battle realistically. Because I don't believe that they dropped. I don't even think that website exists. Who cares about that league anymore? So Jazz has had an active year, right? Jazz has once again put together a good year. Started slow and now really catching momentum at the end. And as for Big K, I'm not going to go through all the battles, but we know what Big K has done this year and why he's in that conversation for COTY, why he's one of the lead men, if not the favorite to win. And I will say the matchup, stylistically, I just named all those reasons why it's very great, for what they've been doing this year. shit, if Jazz beats K and then Twerk loses, right? All the things that could create within the two races, even Jazz climbing up COTY. Stylistically, though, a little bit worried just because I don't know what they're going to talk about. I think Kay is just an interesting opponent for Jazz. I think that either of them can come up with angles out of nothing. Even Kay particularly is good with comedy. So I have enough faith that they're both beyond pros. You know what I'm saying? They're some of the best in the world. So I wouldn't necessarily say it's going to be bad, but a little directionless, right? Because Kay also has never battled a lady before. Is that going to be a little bit weird for him to figure out? Is he going to be a natural at it? Because we just saw, although a worse opponent in my opinion, we saw Rosenberg Raw go up against Shayna, and he just looked lost up there with the directions that he was taking. A lot of the Kings versus Queens battles on URL seem to be closer because not everyone has the perfect way of how to attack a woman effectively. If it ends up just being a straight bar for bar battle, which I doubt it will, they both angle a lot. They do too much in their style just for that at this point, even though Kay is also considered an all-time puncher. But if it is just straight punching bar for bar back and forth, hey, I think it'd be a good battle. Not great, not the best, but I think it'd be a very good battle. But that's the interesting part, is beyond that, the angling. You know what I'm saying? Both of them are elite anglers now as well, and I just have no idea what approaches could be taken, and I think that's the part that makes it so hard for me to predict. I truly have no idea what they could be saying. If it was a straight bar-for-bar battle, I'd feel very confident going with Kay. That's kind of been his wheelhouse since the beginning of his career. He's developed the angling part, but the punches is the base of his style. So if it ends up being more on that front, I do have Kay winning, but you add the angles, you add the fact it's in New York, I think that's when it starts going advantage Jazz. I think that's when you can start seeing a lot of people predict her. I personally do go with Big K 2-1 going into the battle. I really think he's just given probably the best material of 2023. I've just been so overly impressed. You combine, we talk punches and angles, and then the pure rapping. You know what I'm saying? I think that he's really separated himself in terms of the flows and the cadences compared to some of his peers this year. So for those reasons, I'm going towards K. But how could I be mad if he went for Jazz the Rapper? I could very easily seeing it be debatable, like the twerk battle, like the nitty battle is to a lot of people, which leaves that debate open. You could say Jazz arguably won all three, arguably lost all three, but I am going to be going K2-1 and possibly locking up his end of the COTY race. And that is my full predictions for the Chrome card. I would love if you guys would let me know down below, what do you like about this card? What do you not like about this card? And I'm sure a lot of the thoughts right now are about Jazz and Kay. And even with how much I've said about it, I think I talked about it more than any of the other battles in this video, but there's still so many different ways to look at it because it does come into play with an award race that has other battlers besides these two. It's like drawing up playoff pictures in football, you know what I'm saying, or seeding in basketball when it's getting down to the last second. What happens if K beats Jazz and Mook beats Twerk, right? Now, does that level up? You know what I'm saying? Even though Twerk has that big win, what does that do here? What happens if Big K loses, Twerk loses, you got a Jazz win, and then Geechee smokes Sirius, right? Geechee's all the way, couple spots out there, but he's still around the race. There's so many different ways that you could toss it up when it comes to December, when it comes to these award races. And to me, I think COTY versus WOTY COTY and WOTY races is the real reason this battle got booked. That's what brings the importance to it, besides them both just being important people in battle rap in general. But I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on the million different ways that you could chop this card up. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a jam-packed weekend, December 10th weekend. If you're in New York, definitely would recommend at least going to one of the three big events going on out there. Next up, I will be talking about rookies versus sophomores probably. And then as traffic drops, let me know. I kind of want to review Jay and Geechee a little in detail when it drops, since you guys will be able to see it by then. But let me know in the comments if that's something that you guys would like. But it's been Jay Smo Reviews again, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to catch you on the next one, man. Peace.